Ready? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? What up, everybody? And welcome to the show. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am your boy, your cousin, your brother, your nephew. Hey, D Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. We are in the building. To all my podcast people, I appreciate you rocking and listening and being a part of our movement every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. And I said my podcast people that listen when we drop these podcasts, generally the next day. So today's Friday. It'll be Saturday for you, first time hearing. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. We have a unique show happening today. We're going to try something new. I didn't even want to post about it because I don't even know how it's going to go down. But it may become a regular segment, part of the show. Good morning, Lisa. Great morning to you. Thank you for being in the building. Thank you for sharing. Sharing is caring. Dwayne Goodson in the building. Great morning to you, sir.
What's going on, sir?
So we're going to be kind of talking about everything. I kind of want to flip it a little bit. I know we're going to do the news thing, but there's some stuff I want to kind of talk about. All right, let's do this. Actually, let's do this. All right, do this, and all right. Can you? All right, can you hear me?
Yep.
Can you hear me? No, it can't. You can?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Yep. You good?
Is it coming out the mic?
No, it's not. I don't hear the tapping. I hear you talking.
Gotcha. All right, guys. Hold on 1 second. Let's do this.
What's going on, Kathy? How you doing?
Kathy. Let's see.
You sound fine though.
I know, but I like the mic. The mic is better. I done paid for it. All right, let's see.
I feel you. Get my money's worth.
All right. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys.
So welcome. Happy Friday. What you guys got going? It's the ending of another beautiful week. Another opportunity for us to be impactful and to make an impact in people's lives. You know, here at the Brothers of Legacy, we like to talk, but we all about that action too. We're involved in several things right now, so we like to welcome you to the Brothers of Legacy. We are absolutely enjoying ourselves and enjoying you and enjoying these conversations, because out of these conversations come ideas and concepts that can change and impact everything we do, from our personal lives to our children. So yeah, I'm just talking until my brother get ready.
You good?
Yeah,
It was good.
That
was good. That was good. I was letting you have that moment, man. I was loving it. Oh my. So we are we're gonna try to run down. We're gonna talk about some news stories like real quick. We're gonna vote on them and see if we're gonna discuss them. It'll be like, I'm probably gonna do like 30 seconds. You get to throw a rant. We got a few of them. So you got to compile your thoughts, and they just based on headlines. And so we're gonna have some fun with that. So make sure, listen, all of the people in the building. It's not a lot of y'all right now. Make sure you share, tag somebody, especially if you're in Facebook land. Share it to your timeline. Text somebody. Text the link to them, and let them know that we are in the building. Also, if you've not joined our community, make sure you text brothers to 84576. Text brothers to 84576. Be a part of that community. Yes. Join now. Call me now.
Call me now.
Call me now.
I just got a notification that we're going live. Oh, that we're already live.
Yes,
Hi.
indeed. Yes, indeed. With the link. So you got to do
hit
that link. It'll send you right to the tube.
Right to the tube.
The magic of technology.
I'm telling you.
And good morning, sports car lady. Cheryl in the building. Appreciate you. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna dig into some things.
Have you ever wondered, AD, what kind of car she drive? Because every time I see sports car lady, I'm like, is she in the vet? She in the drop top? I know she got good taste. I know she got good taste.
No. Never know. Never let us know, sports car ladies. Let us know. You've been rocking with us for a minute. Let the brothers know. All right, so let's gonna kick the show off. We won't be before you long, but we're gonna dig into this and your input.
Ooh, okay, American
caddy
luxury.
All right. Good time. All right, so it's my turn. All right, so let me get here. So like I said, make sure you share to your timeline. All right, XT5 2017. Nice. All right, guys, we'll be right back. I didn't want to catch that. Good morning. Welcome to another day. Good morning. What's up, everybody? And if you share, this episode of Brothers of Legacy is brought to you by Crest. Make sure you get them whitened teeth.
Look, I'm smiling hard. I'm like, I know I brushed, but let me make sure that. Yeah. Okay. Got the bacon out.
Got the bacon out, right? All right. Let me
The next segment is going to be brought to you by Blue Magic. All your hair needs.
That happened. Your phone is still on? Is that me? That's me.
That's you. Me. I turned mine off. I had to turn it off.
All right. I keep hitting this other group, Dream Catchers, and he ain't said nothing yet. So I apologize because I did it because there's another group, Dream Grind Hustle. Yeah, Dave is Dream Catchers.
There.
Yes. And I keep making sure I pass it so I don't be dropping my links everywhere. So listen, just a quick side rant. Let's see. Hold on, one more share. Post everywhere. Oh man. And make sure you tag somebody, man, because Facebook is doing me dirty. It always takes a minute before everybody get to roll in. Everybody knows we here. What do I say? So I'm in this group called the Black Coalition. I'm probably not saying the group totally correct, but that's the basic general name. And some days ago, I posted something up, right? And it took forever for them to actually, you know how you gotta post it, get approved, and then it post up. It took probably like a whole week for them to post it. But I put this up. If you guys can see that, it says, "We don't need another Black Wall Street. Let's talk." At the top, and this is my post, the original, and at the top, I had it with, "Let's talk. Do you think we need to change our approach?" We got over 400 responses to that. And
wow.
like in like an hour, it was, same, because I didn't realize it was even up, because I was like, they don't post it instantly, so you don't know.
Right.
So Sam was like, "Yo, you got 400 responses to this." I was like, "Did they post it?" So I looked, and a lot of people were angry about, that I asked that question. Or I made that statement, but no one read the top Like they
Right.
just read, "We don't need another black folk." Why? Why you just you tearing the community? This is a dumb question.
Hmm.
And I always, anytime I do stuff, like I'm not a trigger person. I'm not trying to trigger. I'm trying to get solutions. I'm trying to get answers. In a
Right.
sense, maybe make you angry. So you're like, why? And then I'm like, okay, so what's the plan? That's my thing.
And
Everybody gets upset.
sometimes you gotta trigger people to get
Right.
something out of them.
Right. And for the most part, nobody really has one. Only person, only plan I've seen was go back to Africa. It was a back to Africa plan.
The pan
Um,
Africanism.
yeah, and they kind of had somewhat of a plan. I was like, that's interesting. I'm not sure if I'm cool with leaving America. I mean, maybe if we got a huge jump of reparations, like, all right, we're gonna take our money and leave.
Right.
Then it's like, we just gonna go build. Only because, well, for one, let's keep it 100. Going into another country or going back to Africa, that's not our country really. I mean, we want it to be, but
Right.
we're
Might be
Americans,
roots. Might be
right?
roots, but
Roots, right? But we're Americans,
you don't speak the language, you don't eat the food, you don't
right?
dress,
We don't
you
the
couldn't tell
cultures,
the
none of that. Like, and then listen, then because of who we are, I don't even can we survive in that environment, on a, for years, like,
hmm.
and it's possible. I'm not saying it's not because people have done it, but my thing is, and then don't think we can just go over there, build up, and be successful without the CIA coming over to find out what we're doing, what we're building,
Hmm.
and if any inkling of a threat, we start looking like it. There will be civil unrest in our spot. We got to keep it real. Like we know how America works. We know how colonialism has has shaped this world. So
Absolutely.
it'll be challenging. If we start looking even close to being somewhat of a superpower. You know, Russia ain't already they don't like us as black people as you seen when Obama went over there. Period. You said right. Um. So you said you don't know anything about the U.S. Know nothing about. Oh, know nothing about us or U.S. Clarify that. United States.
I think she got the dots in there.
Right, right. That's what I
Yeah.
was thinking too. I was like, she got the dot. That's purpose. like,
But
where
what
you
she's
from, Cassie? Where you at?
what she says does have some it rings some truth because you got to even it's not the things that we don't know,
Right,
it's the things that you're familiar with that
right,
you just don't take that into account
right.
as knowledge. But um I once upon a time wanted to do a YouTube show to show how ignorant we Americans can be. um
Mm,
so I don't have the footage anymore, but I took 50 questions from the immigration test,
okay.
and
Oh,
I just walked around and asked random people.
wow,
And some of the answers that you got, there's a lot of people in America that don't know anything about America.
wow.
Like
Interesting.
like some people can't tell you how many states we got. They if you there if
Oh,
there was other
well,
people who I mentioned Puerto Rico and
right,
American Samoa and Guam, and they
right.
was like yeah, they Asia. Or,
Wow,
or they belong to South America. Yeah, it was so there's some stuff out
right.
there
That's true. That's true.
for people who don't realize that America doesn't have an official language.
Right.
I love that
I
one.
mean,
How do you feel
right.
about Puerto Ricans speaking Spanish in schools? Well, we're in America. You should speak the language. Well, America don't have a language.
Officially, I guess officially, no. I mean, it's English is what we've gravitated towards.
Right.
It's become what we use. But I get you when you dig into the weeds of like what's actual and what we've just agreed upon.
Right.
Like
Right. Bless you, Javon.
what's the popular thing that we've agreed upon?
Oh,
Hey,
absolutely.
Yvonne. Good morning. So yeah, so I was so it was interesting that, like everybody was combative, but no one had real solutions. And like we spoke about on the show, I was gonna just put the link to the show so that everyone can come and see my full thought on it. Because then I posted something else explaining, but nobody went to that post. Nobody,
Oh, of
or
course.
I didn't see it. I don't know if
Look,
they might have
people like
posted.
the controversy, and
Right,
that's where they like to live.
Right. Right.
People will spend more time arguing a point to be right or wrong as
Right.
opposed to arguing or debating a point and coming up with a set of solutions. I
True.
think that's human nature.
Right. Right.
I'd rather be right than to fix it.
Right. Wow. Right.
Ooh, I gotta write that one down. That's a good one right there.
That's a good nugget right there. I'd
Yeah,
rather be
I'd rather
right
be right than to
than
fix
to
it.
fix it. That's a lot of people. You're
Because
right.
that's relationship 101 right there. That's
Right.
why most relationships go to the crapper.
Right. Woo. Right. Yes, indeed. Because they'd rather be right. Right. All right. So let's see. All right. I guess it's gonna just be me and you, my brother. All right. Elder McNair was like, "Yeah, exactly, McNair. I know. I know." Um. whew. So, this has been an interesting week and a lot of things going on. So I guess me and you would just bust out a story and
Let's get it.
we'll decide we'll talk about it. So let me ask you this. Hold on, before I dig into that. Um, do you find it difficult to think differently than your group now? Now, just as a side note, I got
Mhm.
this from my wife. She was talking about this in her show on Tuesday. Basically, can someone have a difference of opinion, kind of without being attacked? Um, and what I mean is, you're in a room full of your folk, and you're like, and you say like, "Hey, did you see that thing Trump did with policy? It was a pretty good idea." Like, and it's like, I'm not for him. I just like that move. Like it's kind of because it's when you recognize what people are doing, you
Mhm.
know, it's like, okay, let's take that. Let's put that as a standard for others. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like of course, when it comes to politics, you weigh the bad and the good. You're like,
Mhm.
he did this, but I can't rock with the other stuff.
Right.
So and I remember talking to somebody when he first got into office. Everybody was in high attack mode, like, oh, I hate him, I hate him. I was talking to him. I said, well, I'm not a big fan either, but will we be able to admit if he does something right? And their response was like, "What has he done right?" I was like, wait, get a man a chance. I
Well,
know.
see, what it comes down to is that whole "What have you done for me lately?" I
Right.
think that plays a bigger part than anything else because,
He said
like,
it
I
depends
have to
on,
think.
yeah. It
I
said,
literally have
yeah.
to think because the damage and the things that he didn't address and didn't do affected my community to the point to where you literally got to go back and access those files in the back of your head.
Right.
This wasn't jacked up,
Right.
but while I'm trying to find that this wasn't jacked up moment,
Right.
I done ran through. Oh, everybody's good people. Oh, I
Right.
love you guys. Go home. Or
Right.
so it's like yes, and with Trump it's a
What's
hard
up,
one.
Rich?
What's going on with Trump is a hard one, and and
Right.
and I think it is
Right. It
because
is.
of the the level of impact that his office has. But
Right.
absolutely, I mean, I've always been the person who I'll sit down and chop it up with anybody.
Right.
In your circle, you should be able to have those conversations
Right.
and not hate each other at the end of the conversation. Now, when you take that to a random group, that may be a different answer because
Right.
people can trigger other things because they rather be right than to fix it.
Listen, and it's crazy. Like, I was hoping, like, to try to have this conversation on Facebook, like in the comment section and when people
Mhm.
put stuff and like one dude was like coming, he was real hard. So I should have known that it was nothing good was going to come from it. Because the Capitol riots, so what, what we saw, right? But I'm sure the other side was saying that it wasn't them, it was Antifa. They were jigging it up. It wasn't really Trump supporters and all, And
Mhm.
I kept saying, but what about this? He's like, you're a sheep. Stop being a sheep. I was like, explain. Like, I mean, I know I'm getting a lot of my stuff from mainstream, but then explain like the flags was up, and then his speech, like, and then my thing was like, why didn't he say something? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it was really not y'all, not his
Mm-hmm.
people, why not come
Right.
out and say something to like, y'all need to stop? Like this, this is not how we do, or this is, I know this is not you guys, or something, like that, So and I was like, I stopped. I was like, I know, I need to stop. And Sam told me last year when I was like, no, I'm on a crusade to,
Mm-hmm.
to actually have conversation. And I realized it didn't matter because when I finally gave enough evidence to kind of shut folk down, like then the comments stopped. Like there's no more talking. There was nothing,
Mm-hmm.
like, so it's hard. You said, right, it's easier to attack a person versus an issue. Right. Because I think if we could have these hard conversations, these difficult conversations, especially about politics, and I know it's emotional because it's your life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if a politician changes a policy that affects your life, you're angry. I get it. Um, I know somebody that they related to, remember the hover rounds? What's his name? Tom Cruise, the owner of hover rounds.
Mm-hmm.
The so she was saying, they didn't like Obamacare because it changed Medicare. Because back in the day, before Obamacare, the approval rating, the approvals to get the hover rounds kind of for free, where Medicaid or Medicare paid for it, the bar was lower. It didn't
Right.
take much. She said, but since the change, the bar raised, so now they're angry. I'm
No,
like,
I
well,
didn't like Obamacare. I mean,
yeah,
I like aspects. I like the
okay,
sentiment of trying to provide health care for the
everyone,
masses.
okay.
But the way it was implemented. But here's the thing: you're never gonna make everybody happy.
What's up, Pastor? Good
And
morning.
I think the thing that we have to be aware of, and be uppermost in our mind is what's going on, Mama McCrory,
Hey, Mama
Pastor.
Corey.
I think that we have to be cognizant of who we having conversations with, because if you're on Facebook expecting to have a fruitful conversation,
Right,
it depends on what your friends list look like.
right.
Because
That's true too.
there's some people who the trauma runs so deep, there's nothing you can say to change them. There's
Right,
some people who are so set in their ways and believe what they believe that
right,
there's nothing you can say. That cognitive dissonance is a reality.
right,
And then you got the people who can see every single thing you say, understand every single point you make, but hold what they believe more truthful.
right,
And so there's a rare amount where people actually engage in conversations to build
right,
and to be better.
right,
Most people engage in conversations to be right.
right. Good morning, Jay Hamilton. What's up, Taiwan? What's up, Ephraim? It's
Eh,
funny, right? So I'm gonna point something out. So Mama McCory came in kind of like the same time Pastor came in. If this was like an actual event, I would be like, "Did y'all guys you ride together?"
Look, he like to watch what you say about my
Right?
mama.
Oh no, never that.
No,
Never
no, I didn't. I
I
didn't
know.
know.
I
I haven't spoken to
know.
her. That's funny. It's interesting.
that.
We got
Oh,
at the same time, but she probably been on and just now speaking.
right. I was thinking
See,
that
she
too.
was waiting on her baby.
Right. I'm gonna have to leave if he ain't here. If he
Let's
ain't
say
here.
this one time.
Right. Oh man, he said ignorant people resort to this. Taiwan says Hitler took measures to protect animal rights. I say that to say there will always be some positive, but you won't see Jewish people speaking on Hitler's good gestures. Right, where millions of their people were murdered. Yes, indeed. Jay Ephraim. Hey, good morning, Keita. Great morning to you guys. Hey, this is just a quick pause for the cause because I don't reset enough. You are watching the Brothers of Legacy, where we don't stand out, we stand up, and we're talking about everything today. I just kind of want to vent about some stuff that was on my mind. And make sure you share if you're in Facebook, make sure you share on your timeline, tag somebody that you want a part of this conversation, regardless of what they bring to the, we ain't just about agreeing, we're all about having fruitful conversations. Like I was just saying before,
Yes,
just
sir.
having these discussions. Because sometimes you may say something. We all think in one way. And you're like, you know what? I never looked at it like that. You know, sometimes it's just a shift in perspective. You know, because I know the I know the older you get, sometimes you get a little set. It's like, nah, this the way I see this thing. You know,
Right.
but I know for myself, I always try to be willing to look at things from different perspectives. You know, because sometimes you haven't seen all sides of something. You think you have until someone mentions something historical or just says something, and then you realize I wasn't seeing this all the way. So
Right.
definitely, I want everyone in this conversation to vent and to discuss what's on their mind. You know, we don't go down rabbit holes, so just make sure it stays in the same vein, same context. You know, and I know with everything, I know we can get anything. So. Oh, we
Big
may
facts.
skim over a little bit, like, okay, that's a rabbit hole. We're not gonna go down. So, and then we're not doctors, so if you go into medical stuff, you're like, we can't really speak on it. I can give you my personal opinion, and then we're gonna move on. So, with that being said, all right. Do you have your articles out, or do I need to pull it out? I mean, I don't have it to share. We can just talk about it. So, Pastor,
Sir.
you have no idea what we're about to do. So. We're gonna throw a headline out. We're gonna discuss it. We're gonna say it, right? And between the three of us, we're gonna vote or we're gonna talk about it, and we'll go into it for like 30 seconds. Your opinion on it, just based on the headline. And if you know more about it, then you're good, because then you can give them a little more reference. And then we'll move to the next topic. That makes sense?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So give me a second, and I'll pull the first one up.
Okay.
I got.
No problem. Rich said, when you think the Holocaust number equivalent to the population of London in the 50s or American city of 6 million people. Right.
That's everything except New York.
Right.
That's more than everything
right.
except New York.
Right. Oh, so listen, while Dwayne's pulling that up, this is your opportunity to share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Make sure you tag somebody, and listen, everybody, join our community. Text brothers to 84576. Text brothers to 84576. Now, I promise you, you won't get text all day. I am going to send you a text when the broadcast starts, and that's it. I promise you won't get stuff all day. And it gives you an opportunity to know when we go live, because like I said before, Facebook, and I probably every time I say Facebook, the alert goes up and they're listening to what I'm saying after. But I feel like they've been limiting my reach for whatever reason. And people that are following the Facebook page aren't getting notifications. And this broadcast goes directly to that Facebook page, so they should be getting notifications. So I'm a little salty. I'm a little salty with that. So
It's okay
text brothers to 84576 so you can stay. You said what?
I said it's okay to be salty, my friend.
All right. Just a little bit. Hey, Pastor, so is there anything on your mind that you kind of been like stewing at, or have bothered you, that you just like, I'm going to share this. I want to share this. Just a thought or something a post you seen, like, you know what? I'm about tired of that.
And while he's doing that, I'm going to pull the first one up to vote on.
Okay, cool.
There's constantly things that are on my mind, but anything particular, no, not really. You got to remember that I preach every week, so a lot of what I have on my mind is going into my message,
right.
Sunday, and I'm not sharing yet.
Right, you're right. Right.
But I mean, there's a lot of things that have been transpiring. I mean, Biden spoke last night.
Right. Yeah, I've seen that.
I don't know if anybody has talked about it. I don't know if anybody has thought about it. How many people saw it? How many people were in approval, or how many people were challenged by what he said? Because he definitely talked about the continued focus on vaccinations. Right. He definitely talked about, or he pushed people to get vaccinated.
Right.
He talked about consequences of not getting vaccinated, which included future shutdowns if we see a trend in the wrong direction, which I know will really tick some people off.
Gotcha.
I saw something. And so that's a whole other conversation.
Right.
When you have people like Stephen A. Smith on ESPN publicly getting his vaccination after saying that it was personal. It's nobody's business. You have LeBron James saying it is personal. Right. And basically, Stephen A. Smith came out behind LeBron James saying that it's a personal thing between me and my family. Stephen A. Smith decided to contradict that and say publicly, I'm changing my position on it. And I'm going to do the opposite of what LeBron James said. And I wonder why. Right. You know, so, you know, you don't know if that is I was enlightened or I just want to contradict LeBron James.
Right.
Those are the things that I wonder. Why are we doing things? The other thing, Paula Myrick, one of our friends, one of our connections in ministry, posted something. And it was things that can be true at the same time. Right. And it made me think about them. Think about this. Your parents did the best they could. Right. And their choices wounded you. Right. They did the best they could.
Right.
And their choices wounded you. So both can be true. You love someone and you know it's not healthy to keep them in your life.
Right. That's deep.
You love them and you know it's not healthy to keep them in your life.
Right.
You're terrified of taking the next step.
Right.
And you know it's the right thing to do.
Right. Yes.
Got you scared to death, and you know it's the right thing to do. Now, notice I'm not saying but, I'm saying and, because both
are true. Right.
You want to have healthy relationships, and unresolved trauma is making it difficult.
Right.
You want to have healthy relationships, and unresolved trauma is making it difficult.
Right.
You're afraid of failing,
and
you believe in yourself.
Right. Wow.
Both
are true.
Can be true.
No doubt.
I'm afraid of failing, and I believe in myself. Because being afraid of failing doesn't mean you don't believe in yourself.
Right. That's true.
I thought that thing hit me, and I said, somebody needs to hear that today.
That's well. Do you think about like the woman who can't remember her name now that was responsible for leading the charge to take prayer out of schools? Her son became a minister.
Wow!
out of all things, so she was doing what she thought was best in her mind, but obviously, based on his life choices, it wasn't the best thing for him, and he probably had to do some repairing from some harm.
Consider the fact that her decision saved her son.
That's a whole nother aspect right there, sir. It's a whole nother aspect.
All right, I'm back. All right. So, all right, Zoom. I mean, StreamYard, you guys on deck. I might have to start finding an alternative because y'all are acting up. All right. Because I saw it like, so Facebook, so there was some stuff up and I was blocking it. So you're still seeing it. So I couldn't block it here. So I went into Facebook to block it. But it seemed like now my Facebook comments aren't there. All right. Awesome.
Come on, Zuck.
Right. Zuckerbug. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to try to, so for the first thing, everybody, give me a 1 if you're in the building. Just give me a 1. If you've never commented, just give me a 1 if you're in the building. That's all. So we're gonna get to our first topic. All right, it says Mayor Giardi announces Giardi. Am I right? That sounds right. The reopening of bars and youth sports. This is Honolulu. I think I looked at
Honolulu, Hawaii. Yes, sir.
Honolulu, Hawaii. All right.
There's people commenting. I'm watching it, but so I'll make sure I'll read their comments.
Okay, cool, awesome.
So Richard, Mike, Jay, Keita, and Taiwan all posted a 1, but we're not seeing it on here.
Awesome, I love it.
They're posting on Facebook.
Yeah, they're posting on Facebook. So just pull it up.
So YouTube probably saying some things too, and
Lisa just posted. I see it.
So we got YouTube.
So YouTube is good. YouTube has been.
I'm gonna hold y'all down, Facebook.
Right. All right. So let's see. How can we do it? Oh man, yeah, it's not showing it at all. All right. So so do we want to talk about this?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
No, because I'm feeling the same. No.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm with you because Atlanta's done everything I think except the youth sports, right? so
I think they got youth sports too.
Oh,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah. I've been driving some kids to.
So let's
events.
talk, man. We're talking. Listen, someone said to me, or someone not to me. Well, they were talking to me. They just don't know it. They said, you take your family out to eat.
Right.
You'll go to the mall.
Right.
But you won't open your church.
Mm. Right. Yes.
Touche.
Yes.
Right?
Been said.
My position is this. Taking my family out to eat is putting my family at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Opening up my church is putting your family at risk.
Right. Right.
So what I do at home
Right.
is a decision that my family and I agree upon.
Right. Yes, indeed.
My strategy for public facing things
Right.
carries more weight.
Right.
Because it's no longer my address that I'm deciding for.
Right.
And it's other people's addresses.
Right.
Now, you still have the decision of whether or not you bring your family out to the church if the doors are open.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But in terms of mitigating risk, I would say I choose not to do that, or I do it because I have opened the church. Right. We have had service at the church. We just don't do it every week.
Right.
Right. And so for that reason, I'm saying it's a risk mitigation, and then we still limit the number of people that come out.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna say that. Yeah.
But it's a personal choice for the family versus a public choice, because people are going to feel some kind of way if the church is open and they're not able to come, or they don't want to come.
Right. Right.
That all that impacts emotions. So to mitigate all of that, we limit the public gathering. That's my position on that.
Okay, so Taiwan from Facebook said Hawaii had 400 deaths and 50 new cases. Let them reopen, but ensure safety.
Yeah, I guess it's all the risk in it. Like now it's kind of
risk
like
management,
a norm. Risk, right? Mitigating the risk, and I think because everybody's trying to find some balance of norm. So I get what some of the governors are trying to do. I just, like a phase, or at least say, hey, a suggestion of mask, or, I don't like making you wear the mask. I'm with you. Like, it's kind of rough, like outside, just everywhere. I get it. But as far as the, just no mask. Yeah. Just like, let's take it slow. Let's take this thing slow. I know we do
it slow.
Right. So what up, Cole in the building?
What's up, Cole World?
That's a cold run, Dwayne. That's a cold run right there. That's a cold run.
Pastor looked up like, somebody saying,
who is that?
Sexual chocolate. That boy good. That boy good.
That boy good. That boy good. Good and terrible.
Good and terrible.
All right, real quick.
So you ready for the next one? While you reset, I'll get it ready.
Yeah, go ahead, get ready. So while we reset, Pastor, have you seen Coming to America 2?
I have not.
Okay.
My children watched it last night, and I heard them laughing from the room.
Have they seen the original? Oh, do you know?
My 28-year-old has. I don't know about my teenagers.
Okay. That's interesting, though. I wonder, like, their reaction. Those that have never seen the original, their reaction, because it still had it could hold up in a sense by itself, but it made more sense if you've seen the first one.
Yeah.
Some of the jokes
my daughters have seen it, because my youngest called me from the TV room. And asked me, she said, Daddy, what was the last joke in the original movie?
Right.
The suit.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna pop up too. I was hoping, Because we stopped it once it ended because Sam was disappointed, but I was like, oh man, I gotta go back to see if my man popped up. He ain't popped.
All I want to know is how all them old dudes still alive 35 years later.
No.
You're right.
How all of them are alive and look the exact same now as they did 30 years prior?
I tell you, Cole.
Is it 30 years later in the movie?
Yeah, because he's old.
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah, because he got a grown son.
He got a grown son.
He got a grown son. He comes
Oh yeah, you haven't seen it. I'm sorry. Yeah, so yeah, he got a grown son. So yes, it's literally like
he's coming back to find the one that got away.
Right. Oh man, yeah. I don't want to give it away, but it's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy how they.
I'll tell you how it happened though. Juices and Betty's, just juices.
She was like a wild boar. Okay, let's go. See, I'm telling you, I liked it. Okay, so my question to you guys, it was good. Thank you, Ephraim. Did you guys like it?
I did. I liked it.
I still haven't watched it yet. But
you haven't watched it yet?
I already know that I'm going to enjoy it. I love comedy.
It's a sequel to a comedy. Like
my
expectation
suck. Right. It has to literally suck for me not to like it.
Right. It wasn't high.
And to me, it wasn't.
Right. It wasn't like a Malcolm X Part 2. Like it wasn't like a deep movie that had a sequel. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. I knew it was going to be silly.
Make you laugh.
It's just going to be, they're going to bring back characters and be silly. That's it. Yeah. Like, I mean, the story was kind of iffy, but it's like, how deep you want it? I mean, the first one wasn't really silly. It was like, had silly moments. It came together.
Richard said, bark like a dog.
Right. Yo. All right, I don't want to give it away. I don't want to give it away. Yeah. They did, they took it. Yeah, you gonna laugh.
They'll go to the well again in certain instances.
Yeah, yes. Just know that.
Elder McNeil said you got to keep them separated.
Right, you got to keep them separated.
You got to keep them separated.
Right.
Oh man. Let's see.
Now I gotta watch it.
Oh man! All right, Jake. All right, let's not give it away. I wish you guys had seen it. We really go. We just spoil it for everybody else watching. All right. So this one. Oh man. All right. So Cole, what we doing? We're reading the headline, and then we're gonna decide if we're gonna talk about it. Okay. So if it's like touchy, like that's enough for me. So and we decide we're gonna go into it. We do like a 30-second, and then we'll move on to the next one. All right. Okay. So this headline is how some states are moving to restrict transgender women in sports. How some states are moving to restrict transgender women in sports. And I'm guessing to me, this is like a response to the Biden move to open up transgender to women's sports as well. All right.
Yeah,
Yay and nay. Yay and nay.
I'm with this one.
Pastor? The long pause. Cole, you can answer if you're ready.
I mean, I'm fine. I can talk about this.
Okay.
Pastor.
But if I'm gonna get death stares from Pastor, we can pass it.
No, that means that what you just saw, ladies and gentlemen, watching this broadcast of Brothers of Legacy, what you were witnessing is I got a whole lot to say, but y'all might not like me after I say what I gotta say.
All right.
No,
let's pass this. Let's pass this. We're gonna pass on this. Let's pass on
that look from Pastor basically said, "Negro, please."
I'm kind of with the pass. I'm with the pass. Let's pass.
Okay, so let me.
I know it's tied, but I think you guys are kind of on the fence on it.
We can move it. We can move on.
Oh man. Okay, so let me ask y'all this while we're loading up the next one. Part 2 of another comedy.
What you want to know? Which comedy?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, they ain't around no more, so Harlem Nights can't be done, even though Pastor don't like it.
Oh man, that was really good. Pastor wouldn't even watch it just because.
A sequel might make it better.
Right.
No,
the first one won't good.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying it was a waste of resources.
I mean, right. I get it because the level of movie.
I watched the whole movie, and when the movie went off, I said, "Wow, that was a real waste of resources."
I got you. With the level of actors and people that
level of talent,
of excellence,
in one movie, and that be the movie,
right?
missed me.
Right.
That was
Yeah,
just
I think that movie did suffer from the aspect of, oh yeah, a whole ton of black people we love in one movie,
one space. Right.
and we
right.
forgave the plot. Yeah.
Right.
it's about
I
as
liked it.
empty as you can get with that level of talent.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh,
But before
And,
you
and
start
Eddie Murphy admitted it. Eddie Murphy said, "Man, I
Yeah.
had to put another movie together. We had budget. I had a commitment. So I said, oh, Harlem Nights.'
And hated
All
it.
right. Hold on.
Yeah.
okay, so to go back to the last one. Oh, you got it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Richard said, "Oh, that's a dumb question." Let's see. Ashley Collins said they're already breaking records. Keita said that's dumb. My opinion. Richard said restrictions can't understand. Sorry, guys. Understand that. Sorry, guys. I'm against all discrimination, prejudice. I'm all human rights.
Yeah, but Rich, okay, so Paul, stop right there.
Pause.
He said,
Go
I'm
ahead.
against all discrimination.
Right.
So how fair is it that a man transforms himself to a woman,
Right.
still has a man's frame,
Right.
and is breaking women's records in a
Right.
woman's sport whose frames are built differently?
Right.
And you're
Right.
against, I mean, come on, that's discrimination.
Right.
And
It's
the red
totally
carpet has been
unfair.
rolled.
Right.
And so my thing is, they're not breaking records.
Mm-mm.
Right.
Any man that becomes a woman and goes and competes in women's sports and calls himself breaking a record, you didn't break a record.
Right. Right.
No, it is called in the 80s perpetrating a fraud.
Right.
Yeah, you're not,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's
right. So
I mean,
yeah,
that's why I don't want to talk about it, because it's absolutely ridiculous.
it is. It is.
told you. I
It
told
is.
you.
Again,
All right.
Negro, please.
Translated Negro. Please. Ephraim says it was okay. I guess we're talking about the sequel. He said it was no pressure. Only when you directly challenge an original movie, the hard critics come. Wizard of Oz versus The Wiz.
Yeah, I understand
Yes.
that.
So Taiwan said, how about changing sports from men and women to XY and XX? You can identify as whatever you want, but the chromosomes are factual. Yes, indeed. Richard said, Nutty Professor. And I think we already had 2 and 3 or 2.
Nutty Professor had sequels. Yeah.
How about our section? Yeah, definitely. He said a separate section for transgender game. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Then yeah.
Yes,
if
indeed.
I'm
a
fine
bunch of
with that.
transgenders want to compete against each other, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So we're gonna move to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Journalist arrested while covering racial injustice protests in Iowa goes on trial.
On trial for what?
For the when she while she was covering the protest, she got pepper sprayed.
Right.
And the police officer, it was during a quote unquote violent demonstration. And they were dispersing, and she was a reporter doing her job at the time, and she continued to report, and they sprayed her again, and then they arrested her, and we're going on 7 months, and they're still taking her to trial for that charge, even though they now know that she because they put her in the same boat as rioters, as opposed to a news person covering covering reportable news.
So whatever city that was in Iowa, the mayor should be on trial.
And if I'm not mistaken,
the police chief should be on trial, because reporters are never supposed to be lumped in unless they're actually participating in violent acts.
Right.
You know, if you're covering, a reporter is never supposed to be dismissed. They're covering.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think if this is the same reporter that I'm thinking of, I think it was Wednesday. Okay. She was acquitted.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's move on.
Move right along then. I like it when a plan comes together.
Right. McNair said, asked, did she have credentials? That's the point. If we all know she was a reporter, that means she had to have credentials.
Right.
However,
looking
at that picture, she didn't look like a reporter.
Right. Without the thing around the neck. Usually they got the thing where they're representing and whatever credentials. All right. So part 2 comedies. What you think, Pastor, that you've seen that you like? You know what? Maybe they do it right.
Comedy that I would like to see a part 2.
Yeah.
Think about you too, Cole. What you thinking?
Part two
Brain.
comedies.
Big Daddy. I want to see Big Daddy.
Big Daddy boy.
I want to see the kid grow up. Remember? But I wipe my own butt. I wipe my own butt. It's my favorite part of the whole.
You know, I'm grasping for straws as to a comedy I want to see a sequel of, because the ones that I wanted to see sequels of, like last night I actually saw Beverly Hills Cop 2. Okay. I would want to see sequels of movies like that.
Okay.
And yeah, I'm you know, Breast Man, that has a sequel. In fact,
Did you say
they're shooting
Man?
number 3.
Best Man.
Yes,
brother.
Yeah, Best Man is a comedy because you can't have one guy cheating on another guy with his best friend's girl, and he writes a book about it. That's comedy. All right.
Yeah, that's cold-blooded.
Yeah, I mean, he deserved a beat down for that one.
Right.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
In real life, I can't even play that role. I can't play that role. Do y'all realize that? Like, my mama hated people on the soap operas in real life.
Yes,
my mom hated
a lot of people like that.
I can believe it.
She couldn't stand Jack from The Young and the Restless. She couldn't stand Jack, and she loved Victor Newman, and she believed that in real life. I couldn't even play that role.
There it is. My mom. We Are the Millers. That one.
We Are the Millers.
We Are the Millers, huh?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, is that from Meet the Flockers?
No, that's the guy who had to do the run to Mexico and back, bring the drugs back, and they had to pose as a family. Him and I think it was, what's the girl's name from Friends, married to Brad?
Okay. Jennifer Aniston.
Jennifer Aniston was an exotic dancer, a stripper in the movie, and this other guy was a pot dealer.
Okay.
And so he and Jennifer Aniston had to play husband and wife, and they had to go find this little runaway girl, homeless girl living on the street, teenager, to pose as their teenage daughter, and then his neighbor from downstairs posed as his son, and they drive to Mexico in a RV, get all these drugs, and come back. It's kind of a National Lampoon's feel.
Okay.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, I do have a sequel I would love to see of a comedy of, but I don't think I want to see it now. Trading Places.
Ooh.
It's not. What's that?
Wasn't there a part 2 of Trading Places?
No, there was never a part 2.
There was the
little part in the first Come in America. When
you see bits of it. You see bits of the plot talked about in Palm in the Americas. But there was never a Trading Places 2.
We're back.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
I don't know. That'd be rough. And now, Dan.
Now it's almost 40 years.
I think Dan's still alive.
Dan Reuter's still alive, but no, I would not want to see.
Mortimer and the other dude, I don't think they kicked him.
They might not be around.
Both of them are dead.
Maybe 200 by now. But and here's the thing, the challenge with those types of movies is that they were great for that time.
For that era.
That's true. A debate I was having with people, like people were like, "Oh, the new Coming to America was junk. It was trash. Don't see it." And I'm like, you don't realize that the comedy that was connected to that movie was fantastic for the time.
Absolutely.
And comedy has evolved. So the people who can appreciate that movie are the ones who wanted to see that cast come back together.
Yeah. There you go.
You know what I mean?
Man, I've been waiting on this for years.
Right.
Yeah. And so because you got to think about it. Eddie Murphy isn't doing stand-up today.
Right.
No.
Right.
It was a different kind of comedy.
Yep.
And I think people are missing that part. And that's why I hate the whole comparison of eras. Eddie Murphy in his prime, there was none better. But Eddie Murphy is not going to sell out doing stand-up today like he did 30 years ago.
I don't know if he did one time.
Nope.
Curiosity?
No.
I wouldn't pay $50 to go see Eddie Murphy, and I love Eddie Murphy.
Maybe 15 years ago.
I don't know. Let's see. I guess
I'm saying my point is when you have a conversation with Eddie Murphy, if someone interviews Eddie Murphy today,
right,
It's a different Eddie.
He's not funny.
Right.
He's not funny. When you interviewed Eddie Murphy 30 years ago, it was funny.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You talk to him today he's a grandfather. He ain't funny.
Right.
I mean,
he's a counselor.
Right. Well, okay, so let me ask you this. I know we're gonna get into this this is Freestyle Friday. We talk about everything. So if he when he came on SNL the second time, not first, second time, I enjoyed him.
But that sketch.
But no, listen. So if he came out, right? Because usually there's a warm up somewhere. Like he'll bust out on something for like 20 minutes, like a warm up, and he come out and he busts your gut, right? Like he just because I think with comedy, when you do it, you got it in a sense. Like you can bomb, but I think you still it's almost it can become natural if you're good at it. In a sense, can we kind of agree on that? So if he come out and he busts everybody gut, you watch it. I feel like I'm all alone in this. So if you're
not by yourself. I still think he's funny.
But no,
hard to working to get out what you're trying to do.
No. Listen. No. What I'm saying is, okay. So if he busts everybody gut, like he come out, like yo, did you? Or if he shows up on YouTube, because he'd have to kind of show up somewhere different. Because if he show up on Netflix, he's getting paid $23 billion. So he gonna show up somewhere and he's like, yo, Eddie had this 3-minute, 10-minute, 20-minute, or 15-minute spot and he killed it, right? You don't think people seeing that will be like, yo, he back. And so he go out. You don't think he'll fill a stadium?
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. Would Eddie Murphy do his Raw bit now?
Okay. No, he's grandfather now. He's like how Bill Cosby kind of grew. You like your comedy changes.
Yeah. But Eddie Murphy was never a comedic storyteller per se.
No, when he told Lillian cannot. I mean,
I'll say this. This is what I'll say, and I think this kind of bridges the gap between both.
And then we're gonna move on. We move on.
I think Eddie potentially could, but the person who Eddie is. It's just not in him no more. He's past that. He's past that level. So I think, I don't like I said. I think he could. Yeah. But could and reality are two different things.
Yeah, Eddie Murphy as a stand-up comedian.
Yeah, killing it for an hour and a half.
That expiration date has been stamped on him 15 years ago.
Could Michael Jordan dunk on somebody in the NBA right now?
That's physical.
He probably could. He probably could.
He can get up there.
But which one to see it is the question.
I would on the basketball court.
No. Most
any more than I want to see Eddie Murphy doing stand-up.
No person wants to see a 8-year-old dunk on somebody. No.
I know that might be fun though. That might be fun.
CJ Hamilton said Bill Cosby is the epitome of change. He said literally.
Yeah, he in jail now. That's change for real. I know you didn't mean
it. Yeah. Bill Cosby was a pill, I tell you.
Hang in there.
See what Sean Rollins put, your language should change.
Or you mature. Yeah, definitely.
The more mature you get. And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, Eddie Murphy is a mature and evolved adult. And he is so far away from the stand-up game. Everybody wants to see Eddie Murphy.
I'll put it to you like this, AD. I'll put it to you like this, man. When we saw the comeback of Dave Chappelle, right? He wasn't like he was in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003.
Right. You're right.
He was different.
Good analogy.
He was different.
Right.
But still, the difference is Dave Chappelle's type of comedy is timeless. It's intellectual comedy.
I know, and believe me, I'm a big fan of his. I agree with you, but
I believe Eddie got that.
Like you said, Pastor, the verbiage that and the choice of verbiage that Dave Chappelle used back in 2000, he didn't use that last year.
No,
it was much different. Much different.
I think Eddie got that.
What are you gonna say? Give me an example of an Eddie joke that he might tell.
I am far from funny. I'm just saying.
What's he gonna do? He's gonna poke fun at Bruno Mars?
I mean,
I tell. Okay, me and my mom have this thing.
Okay,
right? At least once a day or once every other day.
He said he'd be doing a sit down comment.
I call her up. He'd be doing absolutely. He'd be doing what.
Hey, listen, you gotta have the stool. You gotta sit on the stool.
But here's the thing: like I call my mom and I give her a joke of the day, right, and she like. You would think that the tears. I mean, my mom would laugh. My mom laughed so hard at these jokes, right?
Right.
And we both like I'm telling the joke, she'll start laughing, I'll start laughing, and I mean these are gut busting jokes, right? For us, I tell the same joke to my children, and they're like, "That's a dad joke."
Exactly.
Right.
You understand? I'm saying like me and my mom are literally. She's like, "I gotta hurry up and get off the phone and call and tell Lois."
Conversely,
they told me that joke.
Conversely, my mother and father split their sides seeing Delirious. My grandmother, don't give me that fool. I don't want to see him.
Right.
I mean, I get it.
So you would enjoy Eddie Murphy is what they're saying, AD.
And I'm riding for Eddie. I believe. Well, you know what?
That's what they're saying.
I have a personal stake. He's from Roosevelt, Long Island.
See, but that's what they're saying.
You can't.
There we go.
See,
that's what they're saying.
I believe you. I believe you.
Look,
honestly,
it's the similar argument I have with hip hop. You could throw everything hip hop in the trash except for Public Enemy. I will ride for Chuck D until the day I am dead. But I know I look like a fool and an old man on the lawn in the streets when I say Chuck D's the best rapper of all time.
Oh, God,
other rappers can go straight wherever you want to put them.
Wow.
Wow. You know what? I don't even want to talk about this Iowa Senate passed bills. I want to talk about what he just said.
Wow. I'm like, stop right there.
The greatest of all. You calling Chuck D the GOAT?
Charles Ridenhour. From Strong Island.
Right there
is the greatest
look,
rapper of all time.
Representing.
That's like Steve Harvey on stage saying that lets me further know. You have just told me exactly where you're coming from. Now I get it. Right?
Can you tell me
message resonated with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unlike any other rapper.
Exactly.
And what I'm saying is that doesn't make him the best.
In my mind.
That makes him the most influential.
Thank you, AD. Thank you, AD.
Number one.
Now, you all may disagree with me on that take, but it's in my mind, yes, Chuck D, greatest ever.
Okay. And the thing is,
but I agree with your point.
But you know what? He doesn't even have enough material out in the world to be considered the greatest.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
when was the last
song? I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a long time, but he has.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, think about this. Think about this. He wasn't, and McNair said relativity is absolutely key. Thank you for that, Michael McNair. Here's what you got to realize. You don't hear Chuck D on the radio today.
You barely heard him in the 80s.
Right. So what I'm saying is,
on the radio.
Who do you hear on the radio today that you heard in the 80s and 90s?
Unfortunately, Eminem.
In the 90s, Lil Wayne.
Wait. He listen. Nah, Lil Wayne was in preschool.
But Lil Wayne was on the radio in the late 90s.
In the late 90s.
Even with a pacifier in his mouth. Yes, he was rapping back then.
He jumped off the poach.
You said Eminem.
Yeah, Eminem, late 90s on the radio. Yeah.
Jay-Z.
Right.
Mid 90s. Yeah.
Right. What I'm saying to you is that's how you have to look at it. Because Eminem is timeless. Even right now, today's rappers will tell you, don't mess with Eminem.
Mm-hmm. I'm a little sensitive about Eminem because I think he's great, but I don't think he's in that. I don't think he's in that list of.
You listen. What I'm saying is, from a lyrical perspective, he's unmatched.
I can't say unmatched because the things that he say to me. When Eminem drops a hot bar, his bar is just creativity, but he says a whole lot without really saying nothing sometimes.
Well, of course, because he wants to match words. He's a wordsmith.
Yeah, I'll give him a word.
But you don't hear LL on the radio today. You see him on TV, but you don't hear him on the radio anymore.
He still pop up. He still got a few joints.
Every now and then. Every now and then, but you don't really hear him like.
What I'm saying is,
he's not like Lil Baby, big baby.
In terms of still making music, when you
Cardi B, you don't really hear LL on the radio like that.
Right. If we're talking about still making music,
right.
Will Smith.
No.
And I can take or leave Will Smith now.
Pastor, hold on. I you had me until you said Will Smith.
Why?
Because we're talking about the greatest of all time.
No. I'm talking about
people that still making music. People that from the 90s making music.
I'm saying I'm trying to get Cole.
Snoop and Ice Cube.
I'm trying to help you understand how we get to this point. And I'm saying you're talking about someone that's not even being played today.
Okay.
That's
what I'm saying.
Okay.
However, to your point, Pastor, the songs that Public Enemy did.
Said Pastor lost me on Will Smith.
You missed my point on Will Smith.
It's fine. It's a delay.
I'm saying he's still being played.
Okay. The songs that Public Enemy did, from Don't Believe the Hype to Brother's Gonna Work It Out to Rebel Without a Cause. Even the 911 is a joke.
But those were Black Still in the Hour of Chaos. Those were messages that resonate.
They're messages that actually, because of last year, they still resonate today.
Yeah, so the song resonates.
That's good.
So in my opinion, you can have all these rappers who seem to be, they seem to basically sort of defy the Ali quote of, if you're doing the same thing at 50 as you did at 20, you wasted 30 years of your life type of thing.
Right.
But we went through last year seeing a lot of stuff, the Public Enemy back in 1987, 88, and 89. It's still applicable, even more applicable today.
Right.
So I can enjoy rappers who have skill, and I can enjoy all these rappers who are on everybody's Mount Rushmore, the Biggie, the Nas, the Jay-Z, the Tupac, and all of them. I enjoyed them.
Right.
Chuck D and his lyricism just simply destroyed every other musical entity in hip hop. Case closed for me.
In the opinion of Cole Johnson.
And what I'm saying is, I get that, case closed for you, but you are the minority.
Good. And right? I know that. I am washed happily in that minority.
But think about this. Okay, so Tupac has been passed on for how many years? He's been gone?
25. His 25th anniversary of his death will be September.
Right. But his words still resonate today.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Keep your head up, and I get around. You're right. They do resonate.
I get around.
Yeah, listen.
You're exactly right.
Listen, my point to you is you're talking about timeless songs, not a timeless gift.
I ain't mad at you, dear mama.
I get your words, and I totally get your sentiment. I understand it. I 100% disagree.
I really that's do. Fine. You have a right to disagree and just stay on the wrong side of history. I'm cool with that.
No. I'm not saying on the wrong side of history. I'm saying
hey Cole,
I'm saying on the truthful side of history.
Hey Cole, let me read you a comment from Facebook from Taiwan.
Okay.
It's that Chuck didn't have lyricism.
That's a lie. He had
culture. He had the culture, most powerful, identifiable voice, and he spoke on subject no other rappers would touch.
Right.
Yeah. And still won't today. And the lyricism part, that is a lie and a half. Because yes, he is a lyricist. Yes, he is. Even at 61, lyrically cold. Yes, he is.
We're gonna listen. Cole he ain't dropping it. He ain't.
No, sir. No, sir. So I will be on this circle of one for real.
Right. Yeah. Pastor, who would you say is your top?
Before we go to Pastor, who is number 2 and 3, Cole?
Oh, you could put anybody in there.
Okay.
Seriously.
So the rest of them don't matter.
But
You
who
can put
would
anyone
in
in.
there?
I don't care if it's LL, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. I don't care if it's Eminem. You can put Cardi B at number 2. I don't care. Lil Kim, Foxy Brown, anybody. I don't care. Put anybody number 2.
That's Foxy. Oh man, my first take.
That's conviction, ladies and gentlemen.
Agree
That's
to
conviction.
disagree, right?
Look,
Jay
Jay Hamilton said against Cole, he said, "I'm filing an appeal."
Sir, your appeal is denied.
So what you're really saying is you appreciate Chuck D.
I do a lot. I do.
It's a little bit. All right. Oh, so Pastor Dwayne. Dwayne, what's your top? Or at least one. Just one.
I mean, I'm gonna just say the first 8 names that come to my mind in no order in particular. DMX, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Pac, Nas, Jadakiss, Lil Wayne, J. Cole.
Wait, what about Kool Moe D?
I like Kool Moe D, but LL, he's slapping around.
I'm gonna reserve my comment. Pastor, what about you?
It's hard for me. I've had many artists. Honestly, for me, I'm Curtis Blow.
These are the breaks.
Break it up, break it up, break it up.
Curtis Blow had a message before. Curtis Blow had the same message that Chuck D had before Chuck D.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So for myself, I would say Rakim.
Cold lyricist, man.
Big Daddy. Now I know you're gonna clown me, and I've been listening to him lately. Kool Moe D. Not saying he number 3. He probably number 4, 5.
LL
but
stands for lower level, lackluster, lousy, lame.
Listen, if y'all get a chance to just listen to some of his, he
was funny. He was a comedian.
He was funny MCing, but he had some, and he dropped some words that you were like, what does that mean? He was like an educated rapper in a sense. Like he didn't spout it like KRS-One or Chuck D, but you gotta I was listening to a couple of songs. I was like, I never really. He's really good. Yeah. Like his cadence.
He's a strong lyricist. Yeah,
yeah, he is. I mean, I guess because he didn't have a whole bunch of albums, he probably got out. But watching this hip hop documentary, I think Uncovered, I realized why some cats left the game. I'm telling you,
game dirty.
Man, it's crazy. But So I would, and KRS-One definitely. KRS-One is amazing lyricist.
Awesome. I love
his use of verbiage. He's kind of like, he was like the Chuck D, the positive, but give you the street and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was more street than Chuck D. Right.
Is there anybody now, and because I'm not delving into it as much, that holds that Public Enemy or KRS-One, that not just positive, but that knowledge base?
I will reserve comment until the two of you.
Jay Hamilton said, none of y'all. Jay Hamilton said, nobody's gonna say Andre 3000. Y'all in Georgia. I'm like, we're not from Georgia though.
Yeah, we're not. I'm not.
We don't live in Georgia now.
And she don't live. And he don't live in Georgia. Right.
I don't even live in Georgia.
But Stacks is a problem.
Right.
Oh, 3 Stacks is awesome. I love him. I love him. But no.
Yeah. I'm not a fan. Sorry.
But I love Big Boy just as equally,
Bizzle
in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Oh, Dwayne put Bizzle. He said, I'm going to shove it into the comment section. Yeah, Bizzle is really good, especially his message. But he I guess, doesn't fit into the main. I mean, he can, but
people just don't listen to his music.
They don't listen to him.
That's true, too. That's true, too. Because
Bizzle catalog, Bizzle catalog is crazy. And bar for bar, I put him against anybody who's ever walked the face of the earth. Responsibility with the message that you're doing, I put him up against anybody that's ever done it.
Say Bizzle, right? Yeah, Bizzle's good though. I like Bizzle. Richard asks, "Do you brothers like musicals?"
Cats just wasn't my thing.
Yes, yes. Cats wasn't mine either, but yes, I like musicals.
I did like Effie though. Effie, she re-sung that song. Right. She didn't write it. You gonna love me, and you, You gonna love me.
And I'm telling you.
He said, oh,
sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
He said, because I have teens, I like Lil Baby. Okay.
Yeah.
I think the name just turned me off.
Little baby and the
That's
baby.
because y'all know
I
Lil
confuse
Baby
them for the
too.
long-
Y'all, you actually know who you know him personally. That helps.
That helps,
Oh.
yeah.
Who knows?
You know,
Who person?
they know Lil Baby.
They know.
Lil
Oh,
Baby.
okay, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, anybody ever
Yeah,
heard of
he
VO?
sat at the back in the back of the church.
Oh. Oh, was he? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he went to the Center of Hope.
Wow.
He goes to the Center of Hope.
He goes to no. Nice.
Him and
Okay.
Pierre and all those guys.
Right. I know he one of the dudes was like.
What's that girl's name?
I know.
Who is
Donna.
VO? Who is VO
Prima
from
Donna?
Chicago?
Prima Donna. There you go.
Yeah.
Who is VO from Chicago? See, Terry tastes of music.
I was like, is that
like,
you, Dwayne?
No,
That's Terry.
that was Terry. Terry tastes
Terry
of
said,
music is like movies. He talk about stuff ain't nobody ever heard of.
VO, you talking shampoo? Oh, that's VO5. I'm sorry.
He said out
right.
of Chicago.
I always say Greatest Showman and Phantom of the Opera was Richards. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Phantom
Listen, I
Phantom.
like Pitch Perfect, that movie. It was kind of like a musical, somewhat. It was interesting. It had some good parts in it. I think that's
My favorite music was the chorus line, but yeah.
interesting.
What was the one with Beyonce and Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Oh, I think was it Cuban? The
Yeah,
musical Carmen?
When he was the
No.
choir director at the church.
No, not Carmen.
Oh,
not Carmen.
that's
Not Carmen.
That's
I
not really
can't think.
musical.
I'm
movie.
seeing the
Carmen.
movie, but I can't think of the title.
You remember
That's a
Carmen
movie.
with you said what?
What about the Wiz?
The Wiz?
Yeah.
Oh, the Wiz. No, that's
on stage.
classic.
They did that. Yeah, on stage. That was absolutely, man.
I mean, the Wiz is cool, but nah, that's not my favorite.
Hey, Pastor.
What year were you born,
Sean
Cole?
Rollins said that was Lil
73.
Yachty.
So the Wiz was out when I was born. So
You're born in 73?
Fighting Temptation.
Mhm.
That's what it was.
Oh,
Yeah,
Fighting
Fighting
Temptation,
Temptation.
Fighting Temptations. That's it. I could not think of that movie to save my life, man.
Hey, Pastor Sean Rollins said that was little. He said that was Little Yachty.
That little baby, the other little,
Oh, yeah.
the other little guy.
Huh?
Little Yachty.
Yeah, the one and another, the one,
It
the other
wasn't Lil
99
Baby.
of them.
He said it. He said it was
In
Little
the back
Yachty.
of the church at Center of Hope?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's Lil Baby.
All right. Fight.
Oh,
Somebody's wrong.
two friends about to hash
No,
it
Lil
out.
Baby is part of Pierre's group, not Lil Yachty.
All right. We're gonna figure that out. Next up on Brothers of Legacy. Is it Lil Yachty?
Little Yachty.
or Lil Baby?
I
All
could
right,
be wrong.
so-
I could have sworn they said, look, anyway.
One of them little people. One of them little people.
One of them little dudes from Atlanta.
Some little dude.
Yeah, one of them.
All
little
right,
dudes.
One of them little dudes. Oh Lord, that was a good.
All right, we're gonna get ready to get out of here. But I got one more thing I want to ask you guys. It's a serious question. It's pretty deep.
Hold on.
And it's gonna be kind of hard to swallow. But I'm gonna lay this out there, Pastor. It can benefit the church as well, like immensely. So I'm gonna ask this question, see what y'all think, and just let you know. All right, so you ready? I'm gonna put it up. I've got it on my phone. I don't know, my phone can't connect to my computer. I don't know what's going on. So you ready? I'm gonna put mine in solo. Let you guys think about it. Let's see, what does it think? My computer's like moving slow. I don't know if it's doing that for everybody else. I hope it's at least flowing for everybody. All right, let's go. I saw this morning.
Turn.
Turn it a little more.
Back it up a little bit. Turn it.
Yeah,
Turn
Wait,
it.
hold on. It went
Turn
dark.
it-
It went
yeah.
dark.
$5 million.
Went dark.
yeah.
You
Turn it a
offer
little
$5
more to your
million
right.
slap the pastor during service. You gonna do it? Oh wow.
Hey, Pastor, I love you, but you getting slapped.
And that concludes the Brothers
and-
of Legacy week.
And I'm going to send you a nice
broadcast.
offering.
Tune in again Monday and have a wonderful, blessed weekend.
Pastor,
I mean, here's the
you get
reality.
that $5 million,
Here's-
but you're gonna have to fight.
So here's the reality. If someone was offered $5 million to slap me in the middle of service,
Are they split?
I mean, here's the thing that you're right. It'd be great money, but you wouldn't be able to spend it.
What if I said, Pastor, 50-50? You let me slap you in front of the church? I got
Pastor
2.5 in cash as soon as
you can't listen. That's the deal. You can't. You can't know. You can't know. Like he got to get up right after
pastor
prayer.
has just said
doing prayer. It might be
the pastor.
If you come up to the pulpit and slap me in the middle of the service, you will not make it out of the pulpit.
The pastor has just said, "I am saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost." But I still, however,
I am a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, and I promise you, I will repent.
And
but you will not make it. I don't listen.
Don't hurt your life. Hey, don't hurt your life like that. For all of y'all out there, all of y'all in meme world, don't play with your life like that. Because
public service announcement. For your own good, please don't think that's the joke of the year. By
come to Solomon's Temple
and slapping me in the middle of service.
So here's a better question, Pastor. So here's a better question.
I'm gonna say, sure, you're right.
Here's a better question.
Listen, now I can say, "Oh my mama,
oh my,
on my hood."
So Pastor, with you disclosing what you would do. Let's ask one of your parishioners how he feels.
Listen, you don't have to ask any of my parishioners because
would you do it?
Here's the great part about it. They know who I am.
Right.
They know.
Would you do it?
No, Dwayne. As I said, the pastor said, you can do it all you want, but I still say sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost.
The only reason AD showed that, AD showed
every single one of them.
AD showed that picture because he knew what my response was going to be.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to jiggle because I already knew.
Listen, catch all these hands if you try.
Hold on. Let me post what Lisa said.
No, look at what Lady said.
Oh yeah.
Show that, please.
I can't.
Right, not in the spirit of out of. Look at what my wife put in there.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
If I slap Pastor for $5 million, he wouldn't slap me back because I would give him half $1 million for allowing me to slap him. And then she said,
wait,
he will not slap his lovely back.
$500,000.
Yeah, $500,000.
Not $500,000.
Right.
Listen,
that ain't even a tithe.
That ain't even.
That's a tithe. No, that's a tithe.
Okay, so that's my wife talking right there.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother conversation. Right?
Hold on.
Why? Here's why. Because I'm not going to see whatever my wife do publicly, I'm gonna deal with it privately. Right?
And Pastor Kenny say with a straight face, that's so funny.
Listen, here's the thing. I gotta deal with her privately for even putting that out there publicly.
But she gonna tithe, Pastor. She gonna tithe.
No,
Notice
the emojis that she put behind there.
Right.
Those emojis say, I'm just playing.
But then she did the kissy faces and the hearts and all that stuff in the next one.
Right. I know, because she knows that at some point I got to get off this call.
So what you're saying is
you ain't right for this, AD.
AD can't even step into that lane. So AD, would you slap him?
For 5 million.
5 million.
You slapping
and the church gets 500,000 because
no, we're gonna get 700,000. We just talking about you getting 5 million. What you doing?
I get the text like, "Yo, you go up there and smack him while he preaching right in the middle of a hoop."
Well, right when he get ready to tune it up a little bit. I could. Right when God dropped that nugget of fire on it, you gotta go there.
Right when Pastor says, "I'm."
Can I tell you something? So for one, like, I know my pastor's never. He's all about mitigating protection. So I don't know what he got while he up there.
I've never seen it. Mitigating protection.
I'm with you, Jay, because what I'm hearing is AD still hasn't answered the question.
There you go. My lawyer. Listen, my lawyer just spoke. I'm pleading the fifth.
That means you would.
My lawyer just spoke for me. Thank you.
Ladies like on TV for a fifth.
as much as Pastor hates Terry
I'm like, right.
playing that song, try Christ, try Jesus, don't try me because I throw hands. That's exactly how he feeling right now.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Solomon Temple's Ministries.
I hope I never ever have to experience anything like that because I just don't want to know the answer.
Yeah, no,
right.
no.
Like I wouldn't want you to face that answer.
Blood.
Seriously,
right?
Yeah.
I mean, and please don't ever put me in a situation like that.
I'll say the way that our church is set up on a regular, like pre-COVID. You're not.
You still got to get out.
The brothers are watching. Know that the brothers are watching, and by the time you take 2 steps, you're like, is this?
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
You won't even get to him. That's the thing.
Like what? Where's he going?
No,
you won't be able to get to him
before.
That's
the key.
No, see, that's why you planning. You wait till the altar call.
Right.
You still won't be able to get to him.
And you go up, and Pastor could be like, Pastor could say, it's like, you want to give your life back to the Lord, son? Lift your hands.
Look, even if the will you come part happens, you will still see 2-3 thugs come up on there
because they right behind. You know they right behind you.
Exactly.
Because you might get slain. Look, you might get slain in the spirit, and so they right there to catch you
out of the church. Yeah.
Look, hey, Pastor, it's okay. I'm gonna answer for you in the way my mama used to answer the same question, but it wasn't money. She said, "Try me if you want, and I'm gonna slap you in the name of Jesus."
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be a slap.
My thing is this is what I say to my children. I say to my wife. I say to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can make the decision, but you just have to be prepared to live with the outcome,
the consequences. Right? Can you handle what you're getting yourself into?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Wonder.
All right, we're gonna get out of here. Father Pastor. I'm sorry. I saw it. I was like, yeah, I gotta get into this. Oh, he said only his mama can do. Because you don't jump on your mama. He gonna be like,
he got have a flashback. He was like, "Mom, I ain't 12 no more. I ain't do it. I told you."
See, that's the thing. Like you guys gotta realize. What the heck? Like you have to realize the way me and my mama's relationship is set up.
Hey, Pastor, your wife said you will witness the true meaning of laying hands.
Laying hands.
See, that's my family. They know.
All right, guys, we appreciate you for rocking with us. Make sure you join us next Monday. This Monday, whatever. Next week, Monday, at 9 a.m. Same time, same channel. Make sure you join our community. Text brothers to 84576. Text brothers to 84576, and we look forward to seeing you in the AM. Continue to stay safe. Continue to pray. Continue to stay focused because God is in control. Don't fear. Don't worry. Everything's going to work out regardless of what you're going through. And regardless of what's happening in your life, we need you here. Yes. And here is not just on a broadcast, but here living. So whatever you're feeling, no matter what the weight is that's on your shoulders, you'll survive it. You'll make it through. I know it's tough. You'll make it through. All right. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
The thing is, don't keep it to yourself. Recognize that you have help. If you don't have anybody to call one of us. Right. One thing that we try to do is, and I don't think we say that enough, brothers. We on here, we have fun and all of that. But the reality is we are absolutely available.
Definitely.
We are available. And the God, I'll tell you, the God inside of us is real.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
And yes, we pray. And so it's important for people because you said what you said, yes, you will get through it. But don't think that you have to get through it by yourself.
Alone. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right. So we look forward to seeing you guys next week. And always know that we love you here at Brothers of Legacy. God loves you more. And stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you for
that for an hour.
Thank you for that head workout. The back of my head is hurting, boy. It's tight right here. Tight right there.
I gotta go. We gotta go.
I didn't want to catch that morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Good morning.